What's going on, gamers? So we're going to be doing some reacts here. This is a Pony Spanking episode. It's been a while since I did one dedicated to this. So we had some comments build up yesterday. We got one on Twitter too about people who can't handle that the Series X was performing better than the PlayStation 5 for Indiana Jones. So we know, they're going to cope and seethe. We know that they're going to get mad. They're going to come on the channel and they're going to do what they do. And you know how it is over here. I'm just going to have to stump the ponies, man. And we're gonna have an episode kind of like the Rainbow World in Diablo. We go in there. It's just gonna have to slaughter them, y'all. So we're gonna start off with George here. He says ROFL and the Pro beats both PlayStation. Still the best place to play Xbox games. So instead of giving the Series X credit, as it deserves, we're gonna do this right here, y'all. Yeah, DualSense capabilities. Bet it can detect my heart. This guy comes in and talks about the Pro beating both. I didn't know that the more powerful machine that's $700+, almost $800+, isn't supposed to beat the Series X. Is it supposed to beat the base PlayStation 5? It's supposed to be a mid-gen refresh. Durr! And he's saying PlayStation's still the best place to play Xbox games. George. See, that's where you messed up. The best place to play Xbox games is where PlayStation is putting its whole slate, and that's PC. Sit down, you don't know what you're talking about. So this guy not only states the obvious, but he thinks that the best place to play Xbox games is on PlayStation now, on the PS5 Pro. When really, bro, my PC smokes the shit out of your PS5 Pro. So what are you talking about? You could have been playing the best Xbox games day one, maxed out on PC. You're late now, bro. You're just now getting that plate of food. It's still gonna taste good though, but over here it's been steaming hot and smoking day one max settings on settings that your PlayStation couldn't even dream of even then while it was being made. So what are we talking about? You're getting a bunch of old technology. Though that's fine, because you can't even use that properly. You just cancel everything. Worst generation ever. Yeah, what are you gonna do about that? So that's my take on that. Remember, PC is the best place to play. It's also the best place to put your whole slate. Sit down. Let's go to the next guy. Yeah, we just got to smoke up. So let's look at this guy. Free weights. Console war over. Xbox player left Xbox. At this point, this just sad. And there's a video. Pro outperform X on a Brazilian channel. Free weights. Please learn how to use free speech properly. I mean, I get what you're trying to type, man. And, at this point, it's just pretty sad. But, yeah, you can take your time over there, man. And you're right, the console war is over. There's another war, digital stream cloud. As I've been telling people, I mean, if you guys want to get put in your place again, I mean, come on. So yeah, free weights. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, 888, you can't handle. What a clown. So he calls me a clown. Okay, let's check this clown real quick. This is what I said. How am I a clown? FB comes in here. See my response to your other comment? Okay, you know what? Let's. PlayStation 5 has overall better specs and tools. You are a clueless. I don't know what that is. Does that say monkey? Okay. And FV comes down here. We're gonna get to him. Don't worry. I have something waiting for him. Wow, you are so misinformed. The Series X and S are better chipsets than the PlayStation 5 with full Navi 2 chipsets from AMD. 100% correct. The PlayStation 5 is AMD codenamed Navi 12 Lite with no mesh shaders. 100% correct. Series X had mesh shading at launch. Full RDNA 2 at launch, which PlayStation 5 did not have. VRR support. Quick resume. Instant on. Power supply protector. Full backwards compatibility support. Yeah, like you saying, VAR support limited 48 to 120 range compared to the 40 to 120 on the Series X. That's very right. The PlayStation 5 Pro obviously uses the same firmware setup as the PS5 to make it easier for developers, as I've told people about that before. So yeah, are we ready? Because we just pull back up the other specs again. All right, it's all right here on this little sheet. This is an ugly sheet, but it'll work. So the PlayStation 5 and Series X, if y'all didn't know, both use Zen 2 8-core processors. Pretty much the same thing, but just set up differently on the consoles. The Series X has 3.8 gigahertz of 8 cores base. SMT is only if needed. There's no point in that though. 3.5% or 3.5 gigahertz on PlayStation 5. So the Series X has 0.3 gigahertz clocks higher. So that's, if you do that, right? That 0.3 on 8 cores, that's an extra 2.4 gigahertz of CPU speed. So automatically, it's always going to have a better CPU. The Pro uses the same CPU, so it's not better. GPU, it has 52 cores. The PlayStation has 36, but it's able to almost get close to it because of the 2.2 gigahertz GPU clock speed. But the CPU has the GPU on the Series X is 52 cores and it's full RDNA 2 with a better CPU to run it better. 12.15 teraflops to 10.3 teraflops. 16 gigabytes of GDDR at 320-bit. PlayStation, 16 at 256. So the RAM, the GPU performance, the CPU clock speed, and the CPU are weaker. The RAM is 448 gigabytes of RAM bandwidth. Series X is 560 gigabytes at 10 gigabytes for the majority. HDD storage, the SSD, 1 terabyte, PlayStation 5, 825. It just has faster transfer rate, but that's not really saying much. Proprietary, PlayStation compatible, NVMe. So it does have a better M.2 storage drive, but Series X gives you more storage. Other than that, yeah, I mean, you don't have any mesh shaders. You don't have any of that at launch. Series X is a better console. This is proven right here with these stats. I've been noticed, but I'm just gonna put it on blast for you so I can help you out here. You know what I mean? You can come down here and take a look at it all you want. So what are we talking about here? What is this guy talking about here, y'all? Um, how am I clueless? Y'all, who's the clueless one here? PlayStation 5 has overall better specs and tools. You are a clueless monkey. Man, who's the clueless monkey, y'all? Who's the clueless pony? So that symbol is actually fitting you. Right? Put your hands over your eyes. You can't see. You're ignorant. Sit down. You don't know what you're talking about. Here goes Coppery Singer. This game is the best of Xbox. Optimized on Xbox, but it's still better on the Pro. Once again, like I can't for the love of God get how these morons don't understand that it's supposed to be better. Like it's supposed to be something to brag about that the Pro outperforms the Series X. Like it's not supposed to. A $700+ console that goes up to 800 with the hard disk drive. Let that marinate for you delusional Xbox dummies. How does it feel that Sony's console gets a better experience with your best game? Some gamers feel sorry for you X dummies. I don't. Forza will be next. Okay. How does it feel knowing that all of the games you paid full price and $70 for on PlayStation 5 are running on max settings on PC that I can get for cheaper keys on the market and put mods on them? Play them better than you ever could. Let that marinate for your delusional pony rainbow canceled ball licking mindset. Coppery. You all right, man? You know, I smoked this guy multiple times in my videos, but he keeps coming back. So yeah, let me know how does that feel that the PC gets a better experience with your best games. PC gamers feel sorry for you ponies. I don't. I love stumping you in the ground. I love ripping and tearing into you like the Doomslayer. Coming on the wrong page, and every time you do, you get your feelings hurt. Takes a while for you to recover. You go back in your little rainbow world and you throw a bunch of happy rainbows, like My Little Ponies. You know what I mean? Then when you start feeling better and you guys start amping each other up after sucking off Sony and charging up off of that pony copium, come back on my page, throwing those happy rainbows again, and it just doesn't last very long. You get ripped apart. You get mad again. Rinse and repeat. You know, no one cares about your fanboy nonsense. Grow up. Spot on. Okay, so yeah, he doesn't come back. All right, so we got these guys checked. Are we ready to go to this person over here? Yes. All right. Here's the guy right here. So he thinks that Killzone 2 visually looked better than Metroid Prime 4. Keep in mind, Killzone 2 was 720p, 30 frames here, by the way. The screenshot wasn't even real. It was gassed up. Metroid looks significantly better here. You know, fanboys, like I said, sometimes they're pretty dumb. Not only is Metroid significantly better here, it's running at native 4K 60 frames per second. And it can do 120 frames per second on the go in handheld mode. This is stuck on the console. 720p 30. Killzone 2 was lauded as a visually impressive game for its time, but its trailers and rendered screenshots, such as the one here, were widely criticized for being misleading and not how the game actually looks. And it still looks nowhere near as good. But that looks very good for a PS3 screenshot if that would have been real, right? Though it was misleading. So this guy thinks that this screenshot looks better than this one at the top when clearly it doesn't even come even close. So this guy says, what happened to Killzone? Hashtag dead, right? It's boring. One is running 4K 60 and the other is 720p 30. Yes, bro, exactly. This is funny. Keep it in mind too, Killzone could never match Metroid. Metroid Prime series, by the way, 97 meta. I think it's like a 94 meta and then like a 91 meta. And a lot of other Metroid games are rated pretty damn high. I got a couple ones in the 90 metas from the 90s too. Super Metroid is legendary, but they didn't rate games back then, so that's not um, getting its scores. But though it was pretty much a 90 plus back then. I mean, Killzone what had 3 games and it disappeared. Metroid has been alive since 1986, 39 years old, one of the oldest franchises of all time. Still alive, still getting sequels. Where's Killzone at, right? Oh, I think it got canceled in another way. Yeah, you know, they like doing that, don't they? Canceling stuff. Mhm. Making terrible decisions. See, when it comes to Nintendo, it's kind of hard to deal with them video game wise. They just have pricing problems, but video game wise, pretty god tier, man. Now, Sony, man, we got too many problems in that apartment. You really don't want to play that game. And then you try to grab a series, which is legendary, right? Man, let me help you out, man. You shouldn't have done that because yeah, 97 meta. User score 9 average. There's 1525 user scores here. You don't want to play this game. You couldn't beat Halo either. So, what do you guys have to say? You ponies, man. Now you see why this guy said gameplay graphics? Wonder which franchise still has games coming out, right? He got ratio pretty bad too. And then here comes the ball licking Sony shill, Tripster. Killzone isn't dead. Oh, what is it then? And just because Sony isn't milking franchises for over 30 years doesn't mean they're bad. Metroid is a franchise that's milked? It don't come out too often. Oh, he's mad. Oh, here. Y'all, let me help you out. I wish Sony could keep a franchise alive for 30 years like Nintendo's done in multiple different categories. Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Smash. So Animal Crossing hasn't been out 40 years. Fire Emblem. You know what I mean? They just have so many franchises. Let's see what Sony kept up. Oh, Uncharted's done. Oh, Last of Us didn't even last 2 games. Days Gone either. What happened to Infamous? Oh, you guys really just don't want to play this game. Where are all your franchises at? They don't have the same developers. Pokemon's still alive too, right? No. Tripster, this guy right here, who sucks Sony's balls daily for a living, passionately, he wants to bring up whatever he can to make Nintendo Switch look a certain way because he can't handle that Sony's about to get spanked. It's going to sell out. They're going to outsell Sony. They're not going to fail at the price that they go, though. We don't agree with that. Nobody agrees with that here. And he's still going to try to push this, though. He's in the USA. There's no $90 games over here. Look at him. He's fanboying hard for Sony. This guy is such a Sony pony. Look. They're both trying to pull up the Killzone presentation. This is how bad they're coping, by the way, because they can't handle that Sony has no first-person shooter, that Nintendo didn't mess up, that their franchises are still doing well. Splatoon 2 is also a new shooter they created. Where's Sony's shooter at? Splatoon 3 sold like 13, 14 million. Splatoon 2, same thing. I see Sony create a shooter franchise that does well. Metroid Prime's going to sell a lot. It's okay, ponies. Sony's having the worst year of all time, and you're still looking at other platforms. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. Stop doing that. Like, comment, subscribe. Y'all have a great day. Peace out.